Hey, what's up, guys? Jameen Willis here, and we're back for another Monday Night Live. This is Mind Rehab Live Book Review. I'm Jameen Willis, and this has been a review of my upcoming book, Mind Rehab. Mind Rehab releases March 30th. I'm excited. This is the sixth and final live before we do the book launch. We're going to continue to promote the book. Thanks to everybody that's been joining live, whether you've been on live or you watched it on replay on YouTube or in the Mind Rehab community. Thank you so much for supporting the book. Thank you to everybody that's pre-ordered the book so far. Everybody's going to pre-order the book in the future. I'm excited to share this book with you guys. Tonight, we're going to get into phase 5 of the mind rehab process. And so, mind rehab is the process of repairing what's broken inside and stop living life by trial and error. And so, in my 26 years of being in real estate, I discovered that the same way that the process of rehabbing a house works, it works the same way with rehabbing your mind. So, the renovation or the rehab process is 5 parts or 5 phases. So, phase 1 is the plan, it's doing an inspection, it's taking an assessment of what's going wrong, what's going on in your life. The second phase is to demo. Demo is to strip away what's not working anymore, to strip away what's never worked, what's not serving your life anymore. Phase 3 is to restore. Phase 3 is all about the restoration phase, is getting back to the real you and also rediscovering your genius, or what I call your genius is your gift, your unique ability that you are great at, that comes easy to you, that may be difficult to other people. Phase 4 is the improvement phase, which we talked about last week. And phase 5, the final phase, is to maintain. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about the maintaining phase in the mind rehab process. And so I'm excited because we're getting to the final phase. And throughout the mind rehab process, this is the part that a lot of us, we kind of drop the ball on or we don't continue. And so the maintaining phase is really relative with personal development and the process of rehabbing your mind, because just like you have to maintain a house, you have to maintain your rehab mind. You know, the scripture in the Bible says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So just like when you rehab a house, you still have to keep up the maintenance on it. You have to change the filters. You have to change the batteries. You have to maintain the landscaping and cut the grass and keep the shrubs and stuff trimmed up, or else, the house that you spent all this time, all this money, all this energy on improving and rehabbing, it starts to look like it needs work again, or it doesn't look like it did when you first rehabbed the property. The same way it works with your mind. We have to renew our minds, and phase 5 is all about that process of renewing your mind. So, I'm gonna go through the final 3 chapters in the book. And so let's go ahead and get started. So phase 5 is maintaining. And so we're in the book, we're on chapter 23. So chapter 23 is schedule maintenance of your rehab mind. And so the first thing that I really want to focus on with chapter 23 is um, maintaining uh, maintaining is the practice of mind rehab. When I say maintaining is the practice of mind rehab, I think about martial arts. When you have somebody that's a black belt, they do karate or they do ninjutsu, they continue to practice, even if they're a black belt, even if they're a master, even if they've been in competitions. Actually, most of the most important professions that we use, they call what they do a practice. So the practice of medicine, practicing dentistry, some of the most important things, most important people that we rely on call what they do for a living a practice. So just like you never master martial arts, you never master medicine, you continue to practice it. You have to continue the practice of mind rehab, renewing your mind. And these three chapters of the book in the maintaining phase teach you exactly how to do that. So, maintaining is the practice of mind rehab. We have to continue to renew our minds. And so in the chapter, I talk about hard hats on. I talk about this throughout the book, but the reminder when I say hard hats on, whether you see that in the book or you see that on social media, that means taking time out to focus on you, taking time out to focus on your personal development. And so the hard hats on phrase, I actually have little hard hats that I give out when I coach people is a reminder to focus on you, to take that time out to focus on your personal development and prioritize your mindset. And so when I say hard hats on, that's a reminder for you to focus on that time period. You're going to keep your commitment to putting yourself first because what landed you in the process, in the position to need to rehab your mind, to be in a position in life where you feel like you're stuck, where you feel like you can't move on, is because a lot of times, especially as men, we don't put ourselves first. We put our wives, we put our kids, we put our professions, we put our roles, we put our responsibilities above ourselves, and then we ended up looking and feeling raggedy. And then when we don't prioritize ourselves, we have a not full cup or darn near empty cup. So you have to prioritize putting yourself first because the better the man, the better the marriage. The better the man, the better the family. The better the man, the better community, and so on and so forth. And so, as men, we have to prioritize ourselves and we have to prioritize our personal development. And so, when I say hard hats on, that means to continue to put yourself first and focus on your personal development. Just as a reminder, self care isn't selfish. A lot of times, especially as men and as parents and things like that, a lot of times we feel like when we take self care that we're um, falling down on some type of responsibility, or we can start to feel guilty because we're doing things for ourselves, or buying things for ourselves, or taking time out for ourselves. Self care isn't selfish because when you take care of yourself, you can take care of other people better. And so that's what this chapter is about. And chapter 23 is a scheduled maintenance. So that means hard hats on, that's taking time out to focus on your personal development and carving out that time. Chapter 23 is called chapter 24 rather, is called The Power of Community and Relationships. And I found the value of community and relationships in a major way in like the past 12 to 24 months. And so, in the process of maintaining your rehab mind, you have to remind yourself and rely on that power of community and relationships. Those of my guys that are part of my men's group. I started a men's group here in Henderson called the Men of Black Henderson. And we built a brotherhood to encourage each other, to uplift each other. And so when we meet, we have, fellowship. We watch Monday Night Football. And then at halftime, we talk about a topic that's relative to us men, and that has been just an extreme benefit for me and the people that come. And that's a source of community. It's people that you can relate to. It's people that's going through what you're going through. It's people that's been through what you're currently going through, so they can encourage you. So it's power in community and relationships, especially when you're going through things. You're going through some troubles. You're trying to figure things out. A lot of times, as men, we try to figure things out by ourselves. And so when you have that community and you have relationships, even if it's just, I'm not the only person going through this, or I'm not the only person that's thinking about this, is power in community and relationships. The worst thing that you can do is to isolate yourself when you have a problem or a situation and you don't know the solution or you don't know how to fix it. Also, it's really encouraging when you're around another man or other people that's in the process of fixing something or rehabbing their minds too, because you can encourage each other, you can have accountability, and you can see growth together. So not only are you not the only person going through it, you're not the only person in the process of rehabbing their mind or working on their personal development. So there's power in community and relationships, and so I gave you an example of my men's group, Men of Black Henderson, but group coaching, whether it's Mind Rehab group coaching or any group coaching, you have a group of people that's focusing on the same goal. So in this instance, it's personal development. Let's take, Mind Rehab group coaching, everybody's taking the same coaching course. Everybody has the same objective. Everybody may not have the same life situations that they have going on, but you're going through the same process. So there's power in community and relationships. So whether it's Mind Rehab or anything else, if you take Mind Rehab group coaching, you have accountability with other men is going through the same process as you. And some people may be going through the same season in life. They may have some of the same struggles in life with you before. So whether it's Mind Rehab or anything else, if you can take group coaching or group courses, that could be a great source of community and relationships. Also, when you take courses, when you have a community, when you have things like group coaching, you also kind of network and other things spin off. So if I never would have started the community, the overarching community, the nonprofit Black Henderson here in Henderson, Nevada, I never would have started Men of Black Henderson. And if I never would have started Men of Black Henderson, I probably wouldn't have had the confidence and the brotherhood to start group coaching. So I haven't been doing group coaching until I started Men of Black Henderson. So it was kind of like from Black Henderson started Men of Black Henderson. From Men of Black Henderson started group coaching. And so that's the power of community and relationships too. You build relationships with people, whether it's things in your profession or things in your personal life that can be ultra powerful to where if you just sat at home, if you didn't network, if you didn't get with other people and have community and relationships, some of those things may have not taken place or as we call popped off. Chapter 25 in the book is the last chapter in the book, and it's called the 8 billion piece puzzle. And so this chapter is all about people collectively being their authentic selves and doing what they love, serving your gift to the world. We literally can make the world a better place if we be our true selves and serve our gifts to the world and do what we love. Because, Mind Rehab, me coming out with this book and this process may be the solution to somebody that's stuck right now, somebody that feels like lost and they don't have a process, they don't have a plan to get from where they're currently at to where they want to go. And so you may have that gift. You may be the solution to somebody's problem, but when you don't get into your right place, or you don't do what you love, or you don't serve your gift to the world, that solution is not there for somebody. And so it's just like the world is a big puzzle piece. And every time we get into the right position, every time we get into the right place, the world looks like a better place. Just like when you're doing a puzzle and it's like, oh, shoot, the puzzle is coming together. We're putting the pieces in the right place. It's kind of how I view the world. And that's kind of how I view us men as getting in our right position. So our family looks how it's supposed to look. Our communities look how it's supposed to look. Our businesses look how they're supposed to look. And in essence, the world will look how it's supposed to look. And so that's the last chapter of the book. This book is all about you, the individual. But in this last chapter, I really focus on as we, as men, focus on ourselves individually. When we focus on ourselves individually, we have a domino effect on everything and everyone around us. And so I encourage everybody to read this book. If you haven't pre-ordered the book, I actually put the link to the to pre-order the book in the chat, but it's jameenwillis.com. It releases March 30th. Appreciate everybody for supporting, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a good night.